of their change in focus. Okay, so I'm going to take hold of little Caspian here in a second. Thank you, Catherine. I'll take a hold of him now. Well, before I do, there's going to be something that's probably going to happen when he comes up to me here in a minute. Okay, and what he's probably going to do, which he's not doing right now, he's already done it twice. Does anybody know what he's already tried to do twice? He's tried to say hello to me. And both times, Catherine, because she's been taught what horses are supposed to do or not do, both times she went, no, don't go and say hello to him. And both times I said, hey, let him come say hi. Okay? Because you've all heard of fight, flight, freeze with the mammalian nervous system. Guess what comes before flight, fight, or freeze? Friend. Who said that? Funnily enough, the ex-MMA fighter who now is getting a degree in equine psychotherapy is the one who said that. Friend. They look for a friend. Okay? And so what I want to do with him, when you hand me the lead rope, Catherine, is the first thing he's probably going to do is say hello. I'm going to say hello back. I've already done it twice, like, hey, dude, how's it going? Because we're all taught the horse is supposed to be obedient. He's got to stay there and I've got to stay here. And if you lose the opportunity, the first time they go, hey, I'm a little concerned here. Can I come say hi to you? And you're like, hey, back off, mister. What's that like? I'm screwed again. I'm on my own. Okay, so that'll be the first thing I do. And then I'll kind of talk through what I'm going to do from there. So if you just want to bring him over here and hand him over, I'll just take this end of the lead rope. No, I'll just take this end of the lead rope. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Good. And you can just wander over there. Perfect. So I'm just going to see what he's going to do here. So right now, he's thinking away from me. I'm going to get his attention over here like that, right there. And as soon as his attention came to me, I stopped. I'm going to get his attention right about, okay. Let's just hang on here. So I'm trying to get him to change his focus without scaring him. So there we go, right there. When he looked at me right then, I stopped. And I communicated to him, I saw the instant your thoughts changed from away from me to me. And right now, he's frozen. He's kind of standing quite tense. Right now, his nostrils are going all funny. Now he's probably going to say, can I try and be a friend to you? And you might notice when he started to come towards me, I shortened the lead rope, but I shortened it without moving my hands a lot. I don't want to scare him a little bit. But as soon as she handed the rope to me, he was like, I'm out of here. I don't have any friends here. And now I'm just waiting to see what he does here. There's no reason to do anything. Now what I'm going to do now, if he looks out the door at something, I'm going to look out the door and go, yep, I see that too. So I'm kind of communicating my awareness. So whatever he looks at, there we go. And see his head just lowered, okay? Instead of having that upright position, and now he's almost thinking of saying hi to me. So I thought he was going to be probably a lot quieter, and that's the first time he goes, hey, can I talk to you? And I said, I was right there. I was ready for him to say hi. So what he hasn't done yet, I haven't seen him do it once, is lick and chew. So what I'm going to do here, when he goes off over there, I'm just going to get my flag, and right there when his thoughts came this way, I'm going to put my flag away. So as soon as his thoughts, so if anybody's ever done your meditation, you know, you're thinking about a thing at work on Monday and you sit down and you start breathing, focus on your breathing. When you start focusing on your breathing and not focusing on the thing at the work on Monday, Monday goes away. So right then what I did was he was thinking, oh, I might have to run around, and I got his thoughts to come back over here. I did two, and I was going to say, he's going to have a lick and chew here in a minute. His thoughts were on his presentation at work on Monday, and I got his thoughts to come back over here. That's one of the things I just did. I brought him back into his body. But the other thing I did was communicated, I saw the instant his thoughts changed towards me. And now we're just hanging here. So he's going to walk off that way. When he hits the end of the lead rope, I'm just going to get his attention to change over here like that. Soon, right there when he kind of went, oh, where's that flag? I'm going to say, I saw that. So I'm going to bring this flag over here and see if I can just get his attention right there. What I'm not doing, so when Catherine was going to bring him up here, she said, hello, mister, how you going? Yeah, I can be your friend. When Catherine was going to bring him out here, she said, what sort of halter do you want on him? I said, oh, it doesn't matter. Because what I try to do is as he takes the slack out of this lead rope, as he gets that little feel on that lead rope, I'm going to try to direct his attention to come over this way. I want to try to teach his thoughts to follow the lead rope. That's your steering when you're riding him. You pick up on the rein, and if their thoughts follow that, their body follows that. And so right there, he's just heading over there. I'm just going to see if I can get him to think over this way. like that. You might notice when his thoughts came over here, his feet came over here. I don't have to pull him over here. I just have to get his thoughts to change from there to here. Hey, mister, how you going? I know it's very scary here, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff going on. And so right now, I've got to be present, as in, being present is being aware of what's going on with no judgment of what's going on. So right now I'm going to match steps with him. So what I'm going to do now is, remember the old Mental as Anything song, If You Leave Me, Can I Come Too? Okay, I just did that. But I'm going to choose when I do that. If he goes off kind of worried and excited, I'm not going to do that because he'll run away. But when he started sniffing the ground, so he was present, his mind and his body are in the same place at the same time like that, that's when I'm going to choose to go with him. And horses travel together in groups. And if you've studied them enough traveling together in groups, a lot of times they will match steps. You look at a mare and foal, look at a picture of a mare and foal, they'll be in stride. Groups of horses traveling together, they'll be in stride. Two humans talking along, having a conversation, will be in stride. But it's not something you think about. It's just something that happens when you are connected. And so I do, one of the things I'll do to create connection is matching steps. But I'm going to choose when I do it. But a lot of this stuff is about creating connection by communicating your awareness. Hey, dude. Communicating your awareness, communicating your, would you put it, non-judgmentalism. So nothing he does is wrong. It's not like, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that. If he walks off and hits the end of the lead rope, I'm going to help him come back here by attracting his attention with my flag. I'm not going to pull him back over here. I'm going to get his thoughts to come back over here. I'll just show you. Well, let's wait till he looks away again, like that. Now I'm going to get his thoughts to follow this flag, and when they do, his feet will follow the flag. So right there, he just turned around that corner right there on a loose rope. If I'd have walked off and pulled on that rope, he probably wouldn't have come. Because if I'm pulling on the rope, I'm just pulling on the body. Right then, I got his thoughts to come. Anybody here into biomechanics? What I have found is if you can get their thoughts to go where you want them to go, they are biomechanically correct. Their bodies bend the right way. I'm just going to, when he hits the end of the lead rope here, whoops, you're a feely little man, aren't you? Yeah. I'm going to check my time here. What time do they start? 1:15. I've still got 15 minutes. This is good. Perfect. There's his first lick and chew right there. So let's talk about the lick and chew. When a horse goes into fight, flight, or freeze, or a human, what happens is the blood will drain away from their face. We don't need this eating apparatus right now. And it will go, if they're in fight or flight, it will go to the limbs. Okay, the heart pumps it out to the limbs because they've got to run. If they go into freeze is like when I've been captured by a predator and I'm about to be eaten alive. And what will happen is the blood will rush to the torso. The blood will gather around the inner organs. In case a tooth punctures me, I want to have blood close to my organs, okay? So what happens when they lick and chew is they are coming back, and there's another lick and chew there, they are coming back to the parasympathetic from one of those sympathetic states. So the blood is actually returning to their muzzle. Horses are nose breathers, so they actually kind of clamp their lips shut when they need to run. They don't need to use their jaw at all at that point in time. So the body says, we don't need that, we'll just turn it off. So I'm just going to show you this. If I attract his attention here, see his body, there we go. I'll see if I can show you with this flag. Hey dude, you coming to say hi? Hello. I'm going to see I just want to see if I can show you the bend you can get in a horse's body. You can get their attention to follow the flag. So I'm going to take this flag around here, like this, and I just want, right there's freeze. He's like, I'm going to stand still and pretend it's not there. There we go. But see the bend in his body? See how and if you think about all the muscles in his neck, there's no tension in it. Like if you stand beside him and try to pull their head around, there'll be some opposing muscles. Whereas if you can just get them to, there's another lick and chew. If you can get them to think, hello, over here, mister. Hello. Hello. Where's Waldo? Hello. There. If you can get him to think that way, let's see if I can get him to think over here. But see the posture he's standing right now? He's got one foot cocked, but that's not relaxed. See his neck? That's tense. There we go. Like if I was to take this flag over here and no, he's not going to follow it. What I was going to say was a lot of times these Brumbies, and that Mustang was another version of it too, is a lot of times these wild horses get caught and put in holding pens, holding yards, that they can't get out of. And so their fight-flight system doesn't work for them. And so if you can't make things go away, you can make them go away mentally. And that's where that shutdown comes from. And they just kind of go internal. And right there you go. See his neck starting to stretch down a little bit? A minute ago when I brought that flag around to the side of him and his head went up and his ears were what I would call inwardly fixated. Okay, so that's outwardly fixated right there. His thoughts are over there and his body's here, so that's not present. But if they kind of go shut down, their ears kind of go back. They're not pinned, but their thoughts are basically inside their head, but they're not in the room. Does that make sense? So right now, his thoughts are out there. If I just take this flag over here and get his thoughts, I might just take this flag and tickle him right here on the flank. Hello, I'm tickling him on the... Oh, there you are, hello. So I just got his thoughts to come back over here. Hello, mister. Hello, hi there, sweetness, how are you? And there's another lick and a chew right there. So we're starting to kind of thaw out just a little bit. So like I said, when he looks somewhere, I'm going to look where he's looking. But this is where you have to have the right energy. Like when he looks over there and I look over there, I'm going to look over there like, yep, all looks pretty good to me. I don't think there's any danger. You cannot. When your horse looks over there, you can't go, oh, I see it, and I think you're going to jump on me, and you're going to step on my toe, and I've already got an ingrown toenail on it. I don't think I've got to go to work tomorrow, so I don't have time to go to the doctor. And who's going to pick the kids up from school? And yeah, I hope he doesn't jump. You can't do that. There we go. See, everything's starting to kind of slow down here just a little bit. Right then, you may have noticed he stepped towards me, Catherine. I didn't step back. Okay. There were times out here. He's a tiny little horse, but there were times you were holding him. And a lot of times you were asking questions you didn't want answers to, like you're pulling on the lead rope like this and nothing was happening. That's telling him that you're not aware of what your arm's doing, okay? There were times where he stepped towards you and you kind of just stepped away, but if I had said to you, why did you step away? You would have said, I didn't step away. You wouldn't have known you stepped away. Subconsciously you would step away. The trouble with these horses is, if you step away from him as he moves towards you and you don't know you did it, he knows you don't know that your body just stepped backwards. And that's where a lot of this, and so the stuff I'm talking about here is not training of horses. It's about little things you can, there we go, he just kind of relaxed down. So I'm going to match steps with him here. It's about, did you see what he just did? He went to walk off and I went to match steps and he went, are you going to allow me to do that? And you're going to come with me? I'm like, yeah, I will. What's hard about this is, I mean, I'm practiced at it, but what's hard about it is you have to be completely in tune with this animal every single second and respond to what's going on there and be fully aware of what's going on in your body at the same time. Hey dude, how you going? At the same time, to help them relax the nervous system. You know, the therapist types would call it co-regulation, okay? You know, like if you read a lot of child raising stuff, it says, you know, an upset adult cannot help an upset child. You have to be in the right space. And see, he's starting to lick and chew a lot more. He didn't lick and chew the first half an hour he was here. And it's just that there's a lot of it coming right now. See that? And his tongue's starting to come out the end. Okay, they hold a lot of tension in their tongue. And if they lick and chew without their tongue coming out, they kind of hold on to stuff. But he's starting to... That's not him. About 3 of you just licked your lips right now. But I haven't pulled on this lead rope yet, Catherine. Like if he's walked off and he took the slack out of it, I've redirected his attention back here. But for me, what I'm doing here, this is a dance and he's leading the dance. Okay? He's wearing the pants, I'm wearing the dress. If you want to go back to how most dancers were back in the old days. I am only doing things because whatever he does, it's the right answer to what he does. But none of this is about me. And see, how many women in here? Put your hands up if you're of the female type. A lot of women in here, isn't there? Okay? I'm going to make a funny joke here. I hope it's not taken as sexist or anything like that. Most people that do problem solving with horses are men. You know why? This is a joke. You know why? Because we are used to giving up the power on the first date. A man doesn't go on a first date and say, okay, this is what I want out of this and this is what we're going to do. He's like, where do you want to go and what do you want to do? Okay? In order to get what you want, you've got to give them what they need, okay? And if it's a horse or a woman, step one's a sense of safety, okay? And so how you do everything will determine whether they have that sense of safety around you. And then it goes on from there. But like for a prey animal, their sense of safety is number one, and their sense of safety is reliant on the awareness of the others in their herd. Who's got a horse at home, you don't have another horse, so you've got a goat? Or something like that. Horse is perfectly fine. He doesn't care who it is. You know, it's not like you're trying to act like a horse. You are trying to act like another mammal. Like Tyler, my son Tyler on the camera over there, we were in Kenya a few years ago, and where I was teaching in Kenya was in this paddock, and right outside it, there's a herd of zebra and a herd of wildebeest running around there. And there was a wildebeest bull there, so the wildebeest bull are territorial. So the cows come into their territory, but the bulls don't roam around, okay? This bull, every time he lay down, he'd lay up against a little stand of trees to have a rest, so he had some protection. But one day there was a herd of zebra come along, and they kind of stand around a big circle, and some of them take turns in laying down, and he happened to be in the middle of it. So the only time I saw the wildebeest lay flat was when he had someone to protect him, and it wasn't another wildebeest, it was a bunch of zebra. One's a cloven-hoofed animal, one's not. But they don't care. I just need another mammal to look out for me. And what happened with the Mustang, why did he lay down? Because I told him, I'm aware. I'm aware of little things. Oh, now he's going to go for a walk. Now think about this. Here a little while ago, he was so fixated on that gate. Why was he fixated on the gate? Because my friend is out that gate, and I'm only going to feel good where my friend is. But now he's got another friend. I'm his friend. So now he goes, okay, well, we can go exploring. We could have a look around here together. Now he's starting to lead here. He was starting to get a little bit fast then, so I wouldn't match steps when they're getting fast, because they might pick up a trot, then you pick up a trot, and then you spook him, then he kicks you in the kneecap, and then you say, you get your phone out, wherever my phone is, get on Facebook, dear Warwick, I tried your matching steps thing and my horse kicked me in the kneecap. You gotta be adaptable. It's not like I'm matching steps now. I'm matching steps because he's walking slowly and he's present. If his head goes up and he gets a bit faster, okay, I'm going to stop and redirect his thoughts back here because his thoughts are running away with him. But see, we are right here. 5 minutes ago, he was whinnying and wanting to go out that gate because that's where my friends are and that's where I will feel safe. Like Catherine's got 2 Brumbies here. She ended up putting them in the same stable. They were in separate stalls because they didn't feel comfortable apart from each other. And see, he's starting to, there we go, his head's relaxed, he's licking and chewing. We are starting to hang out here like a couple of horses in the paddock. And it's, there we go, hey mister. And it's just my communication with him that's done that. But I didn't ask him to come from there over here. He was, like I said, he was wanting to go at that gate to go back to his friends because that's where I would feel comfortable. If we can provide them with the things they need to feel comfortable as a herd animal, they will feel comfortable with us. So at the start of this, I kind of talked about, ever take a horse out of his paddock away from his friends and he's running around screaming? That just tells you that that horse, in his experience with humans, doesn't feel like they provide the awareness he would need to feel safe. He's probably going to have a roll in a minute. They don't provide the awareness he needs to feel safe. And all these little bits I've been doing here are just kind of communicating my awareness of things, my lack of judgment, my lack of bossiness and all that stuff. And then he starts to feel safe. I think he was going to have a lay down there a minute ago. Is that 5 or is that go? 5 minutes? Does that make sense there, Catherine? And you guys would have seen him. He was pretty fixated out that gate, like the Holy Grail is over there. But no, the Holy Grail is over here. Oh, sorry, mister. The Holy Grail is over here. Okay? But you've really got to show up a certain way to do that. So what I'm going to have you do right now is I'm going to have those guys open the gate. I'm going to have you take him and just lead him out and just go straight back to the thing. Try to go with him as much as possible. What I don't want to do is get him in a good place and then say, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. And everybody claps and he loses his mind and then we take him back there. Okay? I'm really big on nervous system regulation for these little fellas. And look how big his tongue's coming out now. That's really cool. So I'm really big, I hate to see any mammal, horses, humans, whatever, in a state of distress. And so I think he's feeling a bit better now. So I'll just have you come and take this, Catherine, and everybody's silently clapping right now, thanking you for bringing him, but they're not going to clap while he's in here because it's not in his best interest.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll let Catherine leave. and I've got to finish up here, but you know, with these like I always use problem horses. I don't bring in a horse and show you, here's one I prepared earlier. I've never touched him until him. I went in the stall yesterday and this morning and said, hey, how you going? That's it. I haven't seen him out of his stall, I haven't let him out of his stall, because I don't need to. For me, the more fresh they are, the less we know about each other, the better. And then in 45 minutes, hopefully, I can help him feel a little better, not so that you guys can all go, hey, I just saw this dude and he's good with horses. It's not about that. It's about, you know, I said there's a saying by this American philosopher named Wayne Dyer, and he says when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And what I'd like to do is facilitate a nervous system change in a horse in front of you guys in the allotted time, so you kind of go, ooh, that makes me think about things a little bit differently. And, you know, like I said, my podcast is not about horses. That there wasn't about horses, okay? Because I didn't control him. I just controlled me. I controlled what I did. I didn't have any judgments about what he was doing. It was all valid information no matter what he wanted to do. If he hates my guts, fair enough, he hates my gut. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not about me and him liking me. It's me trying to help him get better or feel better in this space. And how I helped him feel better in this space was be in my own body, aware of the decisions I made, the energy I brought to the situation, the choices I made, whether I decided to go with, oh no, we can't go, he's a bit too uptight, I'll get him to change his thoughts here. If he's in a relaxed state, okay, I'm going to go with you. And I'm not saying I expect you to know that stuff after this little demo. What I would like you to kind of go is, oh, he didn't really do anything, but there's quite a change. So, So maybe I've got you guys to just have a little bit of a think about something. I have a book that I just put out that's the principles of training, and principle number 2 is the don't go to bed angry principle, and that's about relaxation. And you've got to start with relaxation, and then anytime your horse gets up, you've got to be able to get him back relaxation. That there was about trying to find a good starting point for relaxation. So I hope you got something out of that. Thank you so much.